Welcome everybody to the 1175 brief spoilers for One Piece. This chapter looks insane, dude. I mean, we're getting a shitload of lore this chapter, some reveals. Let's just get straight into this, honestly. Starting off, the chapter title, I think, is Nidhogg. I don't know if that's accurate, but I think that's the chapter title. And I think that the cover request is koala. I don't know if that's a koala or if we're talking about the koala. I have no fucking clue. But getting into this, at the beginning of the chapter, Sanji uses Diablo Jambe to burn away Sommer's thorns that were enveloping Robin. So Sanji's pulling up to Nami's group, or Usopp's group, as Oda calls it, and he's freeing Robin by burning the thorns. So I don't know if he's just like the fire is burning. It's not like hockey related because I'm like, dude, Jinbei is literally right there. How was Jinbei not freeing Robin? Like because we're getting this next one. Zoro's cutting the thorns around the hostage children, and Luffy praises him. As expected of you, Zoro. I believed in you. I don't believe in Jinbei. He's a bum. Zoro's freeing kids from the thorns. Sanji's freeing Robin from the thorns. Jinbei's doing nothing. He was right there before Sanji got there. Jinbei was standing there free, so it wasn't hockey. So I don't know. Zoro's just cutting the thorns. All you needed was a blade. Sanji's not getting to Sommers. He's still over with Usopp's group. I'm assuming that all of the Straw Hats are just chilling over there, besides Frankie. Frankie's still off in the trees or some shit. And then Zoro's cutting the thorns of the hostage children. I think this is a bit out of order because Luffy and them haven't even landed yet. But now Luffy and Loki save the children and they bring them near Ja Rule. So I'm assuming that they are bringing the children before Zoro's freeing them. I don't think Zoro's going on top of Loki and freeing them. I'm assuming that Luffy and Loki pull up because we know that Zoro was by Ja Rule because Dory and Brogy were heading to Ja Rule when Zoro stopped them. So they're all over by Ja Rule right now. I'm assuming they're landing, the children get off, and then Zoro's freeing them. But moving on, in a flashback, Ja Rule reveals Loki's devil fruit, the dragon fruit, mythical Zoan model Nidhogg. So we are getting the full reveal of the devil fruit. It is the Nidhogg fruit, like everyone kind of guessed. I mean, I assumed it was that fruit. Ja Rule knew this whole time? I swear to God, he told Shanks he didn't know shit about the fruit. I swear after Loki just ate it, Ja Rule was like, and Shanks is like, did you know it was this strong? Apparently, Ja Rule knows a fuckload about this fruit, but he didn't say shit. I'm assuming Ja Rule knows about this fruit just because he's so old. Like he's probably old enough to where he remembers hearing things about it. And that's why like Harold might not have known, but still, Ja Rule just hasn't said anything, and now he's just lore dumping. He knows everything. He just hasn't been fucking saying anything, which is how Oda writes this shit. So Ja Rule says no matter who eats it, the user becomes the largest dragon in the world, but the size of the dragon is proportional to the size of whoever eats it. That's why its full potential can only be drawn out by an ancient giant. So this is exactly what we thought. This is exactly what Zebek said. He said, you know, the full power will be drawn out if Harold eats it because we were assuming because he was so big, like if a big person eats it, then they're also going to be big. So that's exactly it. So the user becomes the largest dragon in the world. So you're saying a Tontada eats this fruit. They're bigger than Kaido? Maybe, probably. I would say probably close to the same size, considering how big Loki is, but I don't know. So continuing on, Ja Rule also says that in Elbaf, a certain god of war possessed the Nidhogg devil fruit and wielded a weapon called Ragnir and clashed with the sun god in the past. This is some next level lore, dude. So there's a god of war which was mentioned before. We knew there was some Elbaf god. It hasn't been brought up really this arc, but I think that they mentioned this back in Little Garden. And apparently, wielding the devil fruit in Ragnir, that's like what the god of war does. So it's not like this is a god of war fruit, but it's maybe just like maybe they just had a certain warrior in the past. I don't know if they're talking about Joy Boy time. This might be World 1 shit. Like we're talking about World 1 Sun God, or are we talking about Joy Boy with the Sun God fruit fighting? Because we saw a Loki looking figure in the Harley text. Maybe that's the God of War that they're talking about. I don't really know, considering Emu knows what Nidhogg is. Maybe I don't fucking know. We're gonna have to see what Jarwell's talking about, dude. Jarwell continues. He adds that the God of War was said to be accompanied by his loyal confidant, the Ice Squirrel Ratatoskr. So Loyal confidant. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, they're just companions? Loyal confidant means like you're I don't know, confidant is Nidhogg confiding in the fucking squirrel? Is Mosa the squirrel and Loki's been talking to the squirrel, confiding his feelings in the squirrel? I don't understand loyal confidant. What is the squirrel doing? I mean, ice squirrel. Okay, so the Draugr attack was Ragnir's power, but then it's like, so is Ragnar making it snow in Elbaf along with the lightning? Is it like, okay, the fucking Elbaf god shows up, God of War shows up. Now you have the lightning from the dragon, and then you have the ice from the squirrel. So it's snowing and there's lightning and it's snowing because the fucking ice squirrel's here and the Nidhogg's here. I'm just gonna move on. So Luffy uses a new Gear 5 technique in this chapter against Summers. It's called Gumma Gumma no Dawn Thor Rifle, a Gear 5 version of Gama Gama no Thor Rifle. His gigantic fist connects with Sommer's entire body, brutally electrocuting him. So Luffy's just pulling out lightning powers. I'm assuming Luffy saw Loki use lightning and he's like, oh, that seems fun. I'm gonna use it too. Which this was kind of, I mean, he has toon powers. Luffy can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. I hope this doesn't become a reoccurring thing where Luffy can do this and Luffy can do that. Luffy can copy Emu's powers. Now Luffy has Dami Reversi, his own version of Dami Reversi. I mean, Luffy can do whatever he wants, but I mean, electrocuting him, so he has these elemental powers. Is this where his fire comes from? Can Luffy like I mean, it's not explained how Luffy can use fire powers. We assumed it's because of the sun, but maybe Luffy just wanted to use fire powers so he can use them, and we have to deal with that. I don't really know. I'm excited to see how this attack looks. I don't remember what the fuck the Thor rifle even looks like from Dressrosa, but we'll have to wait and see. So Loki is defeating most of the dream monsters with his lightning powers, apparently. I'm assuming he's just like standing there and like striking them from the sky. I don't think he's going around and fighting them necessarily, but maybe he is. It's still not explained if he's, de-transforming, if he's going to a hybrid, if he's still in his dragon form. I think he's still in his dragon form. We'll have to wait and see, but the spoilers ended with Emu in the Holy Land reacts to Loki and says, I see. Nidhogg, you were in Elbaf all along. So Emu from the I wonder why we're going to the Holy Land to get this panel. Like, why is Gunko Emu not just saying, why is Gunko Emu not saying this shit? Is Emu dipping? Is Emu like, fuck? Maybe I honestly thought that maybe the Gods Knights just pull out of Elbaf because they lost the children, but maybe we're just like, okay, we need to actually see Emu say this shit, not Gunko Emu. So Emu knows what Nidhogg is, right? Emu knows what Nidhogg is, but Emu didn't know that they were in Elbaf. I don't. The God of War of Elbaf has been wielding this Nidhogg fruit forever, I guess. That's been like Nidhogg is tied to the Elbaf God of War, and yet Emu didn't know that they were in Elbaf, I guess. I guess that makes sense. And I mean, Emu didn't know what was lurking in Elbaf to begin with, right? Like when Harold was defeated, Emu was like, is something unforeseen in Elbaf. How didn't you fucking know? I This is why I'm almost thinking like, okay, this has to be like first world shit. Like Nidhogg has to be first world related. I mean, the dragon in the mural is on the first world side of things. Maybe Emu didn't even know about Nidhogg, or like maybe Emu heard about Nidhogg, but that was predating Emu even. Considering that there are theories that like, okay, Nidhogg is gonna fight this big ass serpent and shit. Loki's gonna fight this serpent, which is the red line. Maybe this is just all predating Emu to where Emu's like, I didn't even know about this Nidhogg shit. Yeah, I mean, this chapter it looks fucking crazy. I don't understand why Ja Rule's just pulling shit. But Ja Rule's just this all-knowing guy, and he just hasn't said anything. And I hate that. I really just hate when Oda does that with characters. Just makes them not speak about things. Okay, so I'm reading a little bit of the earlier spoilers. They're saying that Loki, we're getting his entire dragon form, not really silhouetted. So hopefully we see how big he actually is and like what his full body looks like. But on top of that, they're saying that he has the ability to torment, attack, and manipulate souls. I don't know if I believe that, but I mean, that could make sense of why he's effective against Emu. I made a whole video talking about how Brook is going to perfectly counter Emu with his soul abilities. So if Nidhogg has soul powers and that was effective against Emu, I think that supports that. And that is why, you know, this fruit is needed against, like, this is why Nidhogg is needed against Emu, because it does soul powers, or like because it affects the soul in some way. It has to do something against this immortality, and that would make sense because lightning just doesn't cut it. Yeah, I'm really interested to see if this God of War is something that was prevalent in the second world, or if this is just first world shit, because there's been no mention of God of War. I feel like the God of War would have been way more prevalent when talking about Joy Boy and things, and it just hasn't been. Like, we have not gotten this God of War name drop besides here in Elbaf, really, which is when we got the first world drop. We didn't even know there was a first world, or like that there was a conflict before the Void Century. Like, there was build up to the Void Century, even Joy Boy's time. So I think that honestly, this God of War probably came from before Joy Boy's time. And it's possible that the God of War didn't even exist in Joy Boy's time. Maybe the whole reason Joy Boy lost is because he didn't have the God of War, and it takes both of them. But it seems like they clashed in the past, like the Sun God and the God of War clashed. So they might have been rivals. I don't really think they were against each other. I wouldn't call the sun god like the serpent. I would just assume that maybe they were friends. Like, I mean, Loki and Luffy seem like fairly identical in their personalities, but they are a lot different. I'm wondering if this is just the actual rivalry for Luffy throughout the end of the series. Like, we're past Kid, we're past Law. They're not going to be important in the power, like the power scaling of the future of One Piece. So I think maybe, okay, now we have an actual rival for Luffy, and maybe they're going to they clash. Like, it's a friendly clash. It's like Whitebeard and Roger clashing. Yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about this chapter. Like to hear any theories or what you think about these spoilers. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. That's all I got today. See ya.